Do you think there's a small possibility that you two can fix your marriage? Just an honest question. No. And honestly, as far as like counseling and stuff, I would have been up for it if like not like to fix the marriage, just to get our emotions out there. And maybe we still need that, but to get our emotions out there and even to hear him out if he wanted to fix the marriage as far as counseling, I would have been open to that. Um, Even though he's said a lot of negative stuff about me, and I've said things that have bothered him as well, mainly because I feel like I've always been hard on myself. My emotional side, my kindness has always been taken for weakness, even when I was in that relationship. I was always told that by that person and by his family. Um, but I embrace it so much now. I don't know why I just brought that up. But anyways, yesterday he made a live. That's why I was like I had a moment yesterday. And we have been doing so great the past 3 weeks, and you guys called it. I feel like I finally realized that I'm always the one who is always shocked when he does lives. By the way, pause on the music, y'all, please. I'm always shocked when he does lives and all the things that I hear because um, I feel like I see so much, like the love is gone, y'all. The love as far as relationship is gone. I was literally in love with this guy unconditionally. And the negative people, like last year, I would have negative people telling me to get over it, get over a 5-year relationship. And I would try to take their advice. And that's why I was like going through it last year. It was like up and down. Um, but yeah, we've been good for a good 3 weeks, literally to the point where he would just send me random stuff, random memes, like just out of nowhere. Y'all were telling me, my family was telling me, like, just speak about the kids, but I'm like, we're finally at a point where we're good. He's finally like not spiraling. And I'm like trying to choose my words here. um, we're finally at a point where we're good. Just because he sends me what he cooked today, or just because he sends me a funny meme, should I be like, "What you trying to do here? Like, we're not friends." And I actually did say that when he was FaceTiming the kids one day, and he just randomly said something to me, like just asking me something about my day, or just something oh, like, "What are y'all about to do?" And he asked me a question like me, and I was like, "Well, we friends now, you know?" And I was like, "Serious?" But then later on, I started to get just random messages, like friendship type of messages. Not the I watched his live yesterday. That was a mistake that I did, but I'm glad that I did it. And I haven't done that in a while. I would watch like certain clips. um, but like he's very manipulative. And I finally noticed that I see so much potential in him when we are cool and when we do speak um, the way that we do. Like, okay, literally, he'll wake up and just be like, "Good morning," and we'll just talk like friendship type shit, not like on some like, "Oh, we're trying to get back" type stuff, you know. And it's funny because he like recently tagged me on something on Instagram, on my other Instagram, my Get It Kiara shit. So I went to his page, and he's like constantly putting up like throwback pictures of the kids and him and Corey when he was little. All those pictures I've sent him. So it's like we have been good. He'll literally send me memes like the other day. It says, "So I just got in a car accident." I know I'm like extending the comment, but I'm like just talking about how I felt yesterday. So I just got into a car accident and look what this fat mother effer who hit me did. Like, what the F, you hit me. And it was like this guy who was on the floor, and he sent me that because we were talking about how I got into a car accident, like a small little car accident. Or he'll send me like just funny little memes, so and then he makes it seem like we're not cool. Like I wouldn't say like, oh, we were like kind of like, oh yeah, we're friends now, but like we talk like we're friends. And so I feel like once again, I see so much potential in him. We're not meant to be together, but thank you, Charlotte. I see so much potential in him as a person who cares about him, not because I want to be in a relationship with him, because I do not deserve that kind of treatment. um, and I feel like I'm constantly trying to knock some sense into him, and everybody, like I said, kind of tells me like, "Oh, be careful," he's just acting a certain way because he's about to come. And what a coincidence that now that he's not coming, out of nowhere, out of nowhere, out of literally nowhere, he just decides to try to put me down and talk bad about me. Um, and it's crazy because for somebody who actually has some sense, if you watch the live, I was watching that shit like I just literally felt like I couldn't believe who this person was. I couldn't believe like it was so weird because it's like I can't even explain the feeling. Like it's like I know this person, but I can't believe that I was with him for 6 years or five and a half. Like I can't believe that this is the person. Literally 5 years is a fucking long time. Every single day with this person. I can't believe that it's him. Um and like it's just yeah, I do not see myself ever. If there was any chance before, there's like no chance after this at all. If there was any chance for us to even have a conversation with a therapist, like I'm just not open to it. Not right now. Um, but I also see that there's some deep rooted issues. If anybody knows this man, I don't care what he says in his other life. And I'm not trying to make this video to make him mad because he gets mad. um, and says lies. And at the end of the day, it's crazy because obviously, as a person who watches this couple, this marriage that has been spiraling, like you kind of don't know who to believe. But if you had some sense, like I'm not trying to say two sides, but like a lot of people don't have some like sense. Like at the beginning of the video, he was talking about how I was talking to my dad and I don't know. I asked him, like, what should I do? Because I don't want to get a divorce basically and regret the decision. Right. And it sounded all dandy and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he just starts to spiral and starts to say negative stuff. And I'm just like, what the hell? And then towards the end, he's like, like, I don't love her anymore. Oh, no, no. I would always love her. I mean, and this shit bothers me. Yes, I'm gonna vent. Fuck that. He said something like, uh, "I will always love her, but it's not the same love. I really don't give a shit." Um, but and he automatically compares like, "But like I will always love my son's mom." And for those of you who watch all the time, y'all know how irking, is that a word? How much that would irk me, seeing how we were as a family and how I raised his son from the time he was 5.5, that I'm like, you cannot compare no fucking love. The love that you have for me, but I'm not him, so whatever, to the love you had for that person. Like, she literally didn't even take care of her kid. It was me. Um, and somebody like called him out on it, like, yo, you can't compare. And he said something also like, oh yeah, it took 10 years for me to become cool with my son's mom. Like, no shit. She used to call CPS on us all the time. She would call the cops on you all the time. When we were together, when Jericho was a few months old and he wanted to see his son, like she would, and one day he went to this is all on YouTube, but one day he went to go pick up his son at school, but everybody in the school knows his son's mom's family, so they didn't let him take him. And then I don't remember how we ended up taking him, but we brought him to the house and he was going to stay with us because, my ex was like, if his mom's not here, he shouldn't be staying with his grandma. He should be with the other parent. Long story short, they called the cops on him, like probably like 3 times in Virginia when we lived here. So like, how dare you compare me to someone like that? Yeah, but yeah, and then as far as, and I just want to bring this up too. He also mentioned how my kids are suffering right now, y'all. Can y'all, can y'all, my kids, Kalia and Jericho, are suffering right now because I have a 2-bedroom apartment and the kids sleep with me. They're suffering. Y'all, literally, he said they're suffering because they sleep with me because I basically live in a 1 bedroom. And I had to write to him. I don't know. I get irked. I get irked. And I'm just like, the same energy that you have on your lives. I told him this 3 weeks ago when we squashed beef. I was like, yo, the same energy you have on your lives. We were on FaceTime together. Give me that same energy. Give me the same energy because right now you're all laughing and giggling and smiling and shit when I'm talking to you. But then the next day you go on YouTube and talk shit about me and have like this like hate towards me. Keep that same energy then. Why you can't talk to me like that on FaceTime? And he just would giggle and shit. And even now, if we were to speak, he would giggle. Like he'll laugh and shit because I don't know, he thinks it's cute that I'm like angry. I don't know what it is. But he definitely does not have that energy when we talk. Ever. 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 Um, it's just frustrating. And like I said, I finally got to a point where I realized that like I feel like I'm trying to change him, to fix him, to knock some sense into him. Um, like the person that you are when we're cool, why can't you stay that person? And I put something up on Instagram today. Let me see if it was today. Was it today? Let me see. Yes. Healthy relationships feel boring to people who are used to relationships filled with toxicity and drama. They are not sure what to do with love that is calm, kind, drama free, non toxic, and doesn't require to constantly make painful sacrifices. Like, when we're good, we're good. We're fine. I feel like, I don't know. I can't say. I just know that there's definitely some deep rooted issues from what he's dealt with in the past. Because if anybody knows what he's dealt with in the past, it's me. Nobody, none of these new friends who came out of the woodwork last year when I left. Like nobody was in our lives when we were together besides my family and his family at times. Um, so yeah, but to answer that question, no, I cannot be with somebody who I feel like I gotta fix. I can't be with somebody who I feel like I gotta tell them how to treat me. And I saw a comment yesterday that said, a happy woman won't leave like so a woman who's happy won't leave a happy home, which is like Yes. Thank you. Somebody who has sense in his freaking comments, because everybody on his channel are like negative, or just believe. I don't want to say that they're all negative because most of them are, but some of them just believe him and they see him as a catch, um, because he's like handsome to some. He has a good job, a career. He has a house, but then literally he talked about how he is in debt, and he even said in the end of that live that he might have a fourth child. But I'll let him talk about that when he decides to talk about that. That happened last year. But once again, I'll let him talk about that. But I'm trying to think about anything else that I felt like I needed to talk about. Oh, also back to the kids suffering because they share my same room. For those of you who watch me every day, y'all know that I cope or I co-sleep because I'm still adjusting to this life, being a woman and living with my two kids by myself. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking to me. I always feel like they're safer if they're next to me. That's just me. I'm their mommy. This is my house. I pay my own motherfucking rent. Like, if I want them to sleep with me, they're gonna sleep with me. And that's it. Jericho has his own room, but my dad has had health issues. My dad, when I got this apartment, I was thinking about my dad, which is why I looked at a bunch of apartments. But then it seemed like he wanted to stay in Ecuador. A lot of you guys were asking me like, what was he gonna do? And I'm like, I guess he's staying in Ecuador. But then last minute he was like, no, I'm actually gonna come early and I'm gonna, live there permanently. And I'm just gonna, he'll go to Ecuador maybe like 3 months out of the year. So my dad has had health scares. I'm not gonna. He needs to be with his family. He has always been the person who's taken care of his mom when his mom was super sick. He's taken care of my grandpa literally to the last month that he was alive, and he was like he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, none of that. My dad has his own freaking health issues. I'm supposed to be like, no, dad, like, stay your ass in New York where your bones hurt when it's cold. Like, his bones hurt when it's cold out there, so he doesn't really like to be in New York. I'm supposed to be like, yo, dad, stay your ass over there with your sister. Fuck no. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I have two freaking bedrooms. I, you can sleep in Jericho's room. The fuck? But my kids are suffering because now we're in a one bedroom. Like, you know what? Since you care so much, how about you pay for a third motherfucking bedroom? Or how about you shouldn't have let us leave at all? But you know what? That's another story for another time. I'm not even gonna. I'm choosing my words wisely. Choose your words wisely, girl. What was that? Like, and then another thing. When also the times that he was talking about, like, oh, um, he feels like what did he say? What did he say? What did he say? Um, Basically making it seem like if we get back together, it would be his decision. Like, oh, yeah, I don't know exactly what his words were, but I'm like, first of all, I'm a person in this too. Never will I ever get back with a person who doesn't love me. One, and just for the kids, I'm not doing that. I don't care if you want to have your family together. Fuck that. You should have fixed that shit when you were in the marriage. And as far as you trying for your relationship, girl, like I have y'all, y'all don't know how many times I have wanted to do a specific, y'all know how my videos are when I do specific videos. Like I remember one time, this was me being petty, but also me being like, no, this is, I'm gonna show you who's who and who's wrong. I remember when his baby mama or whatever, which she still watches my channel, so hi if you're watching. Um, she she was calling CPS on us and talking shit about me, cursing me out on the phone, whatever. And so I made a specific video of every family event that we've like gone to with me and her son, everything, like just our life, like the funny moments, just everything. Put it all in together. If you guys are OGs, you remember that. And I called it like this is what a family is or something like that. Like I can go in detail and show you like you're wrong. And I'm gonna show you who's always been there and blah blah blah. And I'm gonna show you what real love is. And anyways, I have I have been told so many times from family not to do this, and I don't want to do it because I don't know, like, because I'm just like, okay, maybe my family's right, like, maybe not, let me not do that. And it's like showing just receipts from January to today of who really fought for the fucking marriage. And for those of you who watch all the time, y'all already know. Like it's like common sense. It's all on there. Um, it's all on there. I know. Y'all said don't do it. I know. But just like showing, like, yo, I had a really rough year yesterday, last year. It was really rough. Like to have to tell somebody, like begging somebody to love you. And can I disclaimer once again, the love has sailed. The ship has sailed. Like it's gone. It's just so annoying that I'm still dealing with it. And it's annoying mainly because like I said, we've had our 3 weeks. Like damn, 3 weeks? You couldn't even make it a month. Like 3 weeks we were fine. Yeah. Uh I forgot what I was saying. Let me see. I always, yes, thank you, Teresa. Always help my. Oh, so for those of you who don't know, my ex, aka husband, unfortunately, is 37. He's about to be 38 this year. 30, 38, y'all. 38, right? I'm about to be 28 this year, right? Age for me is nothing but a number, obviously. He speaks about how, was it in January? We were in New York, and there's a clip in one of the videos where I'm about to get halal food. You know, we squashed the beef. He came for New Year's. Mind you, I was the one who brought him into the room, crying my ass off, like talking to him in the room, like begging for a man to love me once again, and trying, and felt like it was my fault. Like this person says that I've never admitted my faults. Like literally, I made it seem like it was everything was my fault this day, and I would sat him down and I was just talking to him and like whatever. Long story short, we squashed shit and we decided to work on a marriage. And there's a part where in this video where I'm about to get halal food and he hangs out of the truck and he says, Kiara, I love you, right? And yo, my heart, I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's never been like that ever. And back to a woman won't leave a happy home. Like, it's not about what you get me. It's not about you getting this house. Like, just because, do y'all ever hear about how rich people or people who have things are not happy, right? You're rich when you have love, when you have family, to me, when you have peace. Um, just because you bought a house doesn't mean that I'm going to be happy. I was super appreciative. Like, fuck yes, thank you. Shout out to my hubby for getting it, like at the moment. And you got a car. Like, thank you. I always used to say to like, babe, like I appreciate you, blah blah blah. If you're not showing me love and saying sorry, or if you're wrong, coming behind me and saying, babe, I apologize, or making me desire you, like just doing little shit, like for Valentine's Day, get me a fucking rose. Like for Valentine's Day, cook dinner. For Valentine's Day, even though like it's crazy because I'm like thinking about the past now, but I was young-minded. I was, but as young-minded as I was the best fucking mom and wife that I can be. But, I got to a point where my family thought I was a little weird because everything was to try to please him, to be the woman that he wanted me to be. And I'm mainly speaking about this because I'm venting, one, and because I know there's so many people out there who feel the same way. So this is for you, girl. Um, and I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna, especially stay at home moms and military wives. Um, I didn't believe in Christmas. I had to, like, because he didn't like, holidays. Um, I don't love him, so by May, I will always care for him. I would never want anything to happen for him, and I wish him the best. Like, I see so much potential in him as far as how he should be co-parenting with me. Like, there's so much potential. Like the 3 weeks that we have spoken, I'm like, damn, like please let's stay like that. Please let's just stay like this. And I mean, I always give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, um, y'all, thank you, but I'm gonna talk about it. Like literally, thank you, Bethany. I appreciate it, but I I'm venting right now, one, and it's so annoying how I went through what I went through and I have to fucking be quiet because if I do speak about my past, I automatically love him and I can't move on. Like, no, it's something that I went through. I'm still going through it. It was a 5-year fucking marriage. And also, I'm still going through this shit right now. So I can't just, yeah, I can ignore it and stuff, but I also want to be as real as possible when it comes to my fucking separation because my separation and my divorce, unfortunately, is a part of my life. And it's a part of the strength that I have today because if y'all watch a year ago, I was fucking crying like crazy. I was begging a fucking man to stay with me, you know? So, no, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And it's not because I love him, it's because I'm going through the shit right now. Like, I'm still going through this shit, man. So if you don't want to listen to it, then you can exit. Anyways, uh, what else? What was I saying? Yeah, don't. And I remember, um, for those of you who watch every day, um, these YouTubers who spoke about me and were trying to make it seem, yo, that shit hurt so much. And what? I don't bring that up. Like that shit hurt so much. Trying to be strong at a point where you're fighting for your marriage and you want this man to love you and to realize how much you've been there for him. Like that was how I was feeling in April. And then I had this one person say like, "Oh, you have a whole house. How you going to have a whole house and you're going to leave that man? Like I'm supposed to stay with somebody who doesn't love me, who I have to ask." I'm thinking about like literally yesterday when I was realized how I feel like I want to knock some sense into him and to try to fix him because it's like, damn, yo, like you're 38, we have 2 kids together. What is really wrong that you feel like you hate me? Anyways, and I spoke for a while and I'm like thinking about everything that I said. Um, Literally every few months, this is for those of you. Fuck it, I'm not even gonna explain myself. Literally every few months, I would ask this person, am I really like the person you want to be with? Like whenever we would get into arguments, because I would see how he would go about it, he wouldn't talk to me. Like if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't talk, right? So, and this is once again explaining a woman will not leave a happy home. Um, and I know, please, for those of, I get so many questions as far as like, how did you leave? And how do I leave? Like, I never ever want to tell somebody to leave their marriage. That's like the hardest shit. I ended up leaving and I didn't even leave because I 100% wanted to leave. But that's, for those of you who watch every day, I already explained that shit so many times. Um, but yeah. And if you're watching this, you know this too. Like I literally I would ask him, yo, Are you like, I know you love me, but like, are you in love with me? That's something that you shouldn't have to ask somebody that you're with and that you're married with, ladies, who you took vows with for better or for worse. Like, that's like, that should be a red flag when you have to ask somebody, like, okay, I know you love me, but like, are you in love with me? I would always ask that shit, man. Sorry, I'm reading you guys' comments. Thank you, girl. Do what you want. You're grown as fuck. Thank you. Like, just because I'm speaking about my experiences and like kind of fitting you guys in with certain things that I haven't told y'all, like, it's just me talking about my fucking past. What's the difference between me speaking about this and me talking about like my ex boyfriends and shit and like dumb stuff that I did when I was with them, you know? Uh, I totally agree, Denise. Totally agree. Like, who says that? Like, how do you leave a man if he bought you a house? Ladies, there's so much more that goes into love. Like, Barbara, I'm definitely not down, but thank you. I'm just speaking about my life and this. And I wanted to speak about this before, but I kind of just wanted to, like, have fun in the beginning and shit. I'm trying to think about other stuff that will be relevant to this conversation that I heard. Uh, Hold up, y'all. Give me a second. If it gets bright, it's because I'm looking at something. Yes, Gary, you definitely fought for your marriage. You showed in the video. Thank you. I mean, regardless of what, obviously I said that, like, if people actually have some sense, they would notice that. But then it's also at the end of the day, like, me and that person know who really fought for the marriage. And it's just annoying actually hearing it publicly that this person fought for the marriage because I'm just like, and then okay, sorry, I'm thinking about little things because I watched it yesterday. But I'm glad that I did because I finally realized why I feel like I always give him the benefit of the doubt and why I'm always shocked when this shit happens. And I feel like the next time it happens, I'm not gonna be shocked. Like, it's just there's some issues, deep rooted issues there. What was I gonna say? Fuck, what was I gonna say? What did I just read? Because I was gonna say something that. What was I gonna say? Oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Give me a second, y'all. I feel like it's coming to me. Oh, I've been going on a tangent. So back to the the thing where he's in the truck, he comes out and says, "Carrie, I love you," right? Cool. And to you, to YouTube, he makes it seem like I made him become this way, or I made him be someone that he wasn't. Like, you 38, you're grown as fuck. If you don't want to be in a relationship or you don't want to be a certain way and change for the better for the person that you're with and finally have some emotion, like show something small, like just getting out the car and screaming I love you to the public is romantic. Like, and it's literally 3 words to your wife. How horrible is that? Right? But that, like, is a lot. Like, for someone to think that that's a big issue, that's just not me. If that's a big issue, that's why when y'all say like y'all are meant to be together, like, no. If that's an issue just to do that, I'm good. I'm good with that. Like, I'm good. If you don't want to change for the better, like, I'm good. And I already realized what I deserve. Like, I don't ask for much, y'all. I really don't. I didn't need that big ass house in Texas. We just ended up getting it so that we wouldn't pay freaking 1,200 for a shitty ass apartment. Um,
Leo, do you have this password? I mean,
are you still watching the movie? Okay,
it's done already.
hold up, y'all.